This is the Spanish model 1893 Mauser rifle. This rifle is kind of like along the lines of Mauser's constant development and research and improvement of its weapons. This one here is the next one up. There probably was a model 1892, but it was kind of obscure or whatever. I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of variants. But this one here, the big features of this is the first rifle to use the flush staggered 5-round magazine, which is contained inside the stock. Because a lot of your magazines that protrude through the bottom, the Mannlicher style and the other one from the 1891, when soldiers generally being shot at kind of jump down on the ground, it leaves for any magazine protruding out the bottom to get damaged. So this was another innovation. And also when we take a look at the bolt, we'll see how the bolt kind of changed a little and gets closer to the bolt we're familiar with in the 98 action. Okay, taking a closer look at the action. The weapon's clear. We still have a bolt that cocks on the closing. And we still have this has a third position, which the other one didn't. So you can have the safety on and unload the gun. And also this stops when the floor plate comes up. You know you're empty. And the safety. I think the other gun had a 2-position safety. This has a 3-position safety. So as you see with each model that Mauser designed, all his designs are coming up to where we're going to come up with the 98. Okay? And like I said, the big thing is flush mount magazine, staggered, contained inside the stock, so it doesn't get damaged. Like the earlier style magazines, pretty reliable and basically is the standard for bolt action rifles to this very day. And then look over here at the release, we see we're getting close to where that big little flange that came up on the other one, we're getting close to the release, which is almost like the KR98. Now, as you see differences in the bolt, we're starting to get our movable extractor, which is getting closer. Another design that's approaching our 98. Our ejector goes still 2 lug. Well, this one here, yep, this is still a 2 lug bolt. You got your 2 lugs, non-rotating head that goes into the mortise. But this one has a 3-position safety other than a 2-position safety like on the 91, which is an improvement. And also, if you note where the firing pin is, there's a hole here in the bolt, this hole. And what that corresponds with is, if you look on the other side of the receiver, there's a hole here, right there. And what that does is when the bolt goes in, if you'll know, the bolt's going to go in and rotate, and this hole will line up with that hole in the receiver when it rotates over. So if a primer is pierced or punctured and gas vents, it's got a place to go. If you rupture a cartridge, it'll vent through the side of the rifle, not into the shooter's eye. There was another innovation introduced on this gun. This particular model was made in Spain in 1828. The early ones would have been made in Germany. But the Spanish adopted this gun officially and used it right up, I guess, until World War II. This model was also adopted by many South American countries. You'll see a lot of variations of this gun. And most of them used the cartridge, the new cartridge, the 7x57, or what we know as a 7mm Mauser. And that there, see if we can get it, is a little bit different. It had a smaller diameter bullet, and as compared to the Argentine, put the Argentine right next to it. Smaller diameter bullet, a little bit longer case. The 7mm does recoil less than that 7.62 Argentine or the 8mm. So that was another thing, kind of more comfortable to shoot. This rifle, easier to shoot, not as much wear and tear on the body. And we'll take a look at some of the other points on this gun. Okay, the butt plate, buttstock, basically the same. You have a rear sling swivel. You come up. You have your stripper clips. And now you're getting a more familiar style bolt release. Now the handguard is different on this. These rifles have, like, this is a little sheet metal thing that the rear of this handguard has a tab. We'll take a closer look at it when we disassemble it. It fits in there. And the handguard's now retained by a band, other than that piece of wire like on the other. And again, just a simple sight, flip up, ladder sight. And this one there shoots fairly well at 100 yards, right on. You know, barrel's kind of similar, same type of front sight. Also a similar. Now this gun, when I got it, had a bit of damage with it. The plate in the front's a little different, and the cleaning rod's missing, because I think somebody tried disassembling this damn thing without taking a cleaning rod out. So you depress on this, and I'll show this during the disassembly, and it unlocks, and this barrel band will come off. But the cleaning rod kind of acts as a thing to lock this, because if you shoot this, eventually without the cleaning rod in there, it shoots loose and will come loose. And another unusual thing is, instead of having a spring-loaded device to secure the rear barrel band, they use another one of these here, which is you depress this and then the band will slide off. Works all right, I didn't have any problem with it. And here's our innovative flush mount magazine, which everyone's familiar with. Most sporting guns still use this similar type of magazine system. And it can come out with the point of a bullet. I think pressing this in the magazine floor plate will come out, and you can clean the magazine and that out, which is also. And our vent hole, here's a better look at that. So if we have a ruptured cartridge, gas is vented off the side of the receiver, not into the shooter's eyeball, blinding them. So that's our overview of the 93 Mauser, the next step in innovation. And we'll do a video on disassembly, and we'll take it out and shoot it.